Yes, and we go on. The visionary voices continue. The flame continues. The golden thread continues. Thank you, Ervin Laszlo. Thank you, Azza Karam. Thank you, Chief Perry. As I mentioned, the wonderful work of Dr. Jude Currivan. And Jude has been an absolute central piece of this unfolding of the symposium, from serving on the Coherence Council with Julie and Tez and many others, as well as the partnership of the whole worldview and the brilliant thought leadership that you represent, Jude, and heart leadership for us as well. Thank you for the many gifts that you hold on behalf of all. And let me do a brief formal introduction for you, Jude. So Dr. Jude Currivan is a cosmologist, futurist, planetary healer, author, member of the Evolutionary Leaders Circle, and previously one of the most senior international businesswomen in the UK. She has, I bet you did extremely well as a businesswoman. I can imagine, Jude, you would have flourishing. Jude has a master's degree in physics from Oxford University, specializing in quantum physics and cosmology, and a PhD in archaeology, researching ancient cosmologies. She's traveled to over 80 countries, worked with wisdom keepers from many traditions, and is a lifelong researcher into the nature of reality. Jude is the author of 7 books, latterly and both award-winning and best-selling The Cosmic Hologram from 2017 and The Story of Gaia from 2022. In 2017, Jude Currivan co-founded The Whole World View. What an honor it is to have you with us, Dr. Jude Currivan.
Oh, Ben, it's my pleasure. And it's so wonderful. I haven't seen Azza for so long. That was inspirational. Dear Chief Perry, lovely to meet you. Julie, as always, and Ervin, and all of us. It really feels that we're on our journey. So, as the call to the symposium states, religions and spiritual traditions speak of a sacred mission of humanity, and that we have a sacred or divine obligation to pursue it. Yet it's only very recently that scientific breakthroughs at all scales of existence and across numerous fields of research are discovering that instead of a worldview of materiality and separation, and devoid of any such mission, that we are indeed inseparable and interdependent with each other, our planetary home Gaia, and our entire universe. And so we innately share a universal and sacred mission. I was delighted to be invited at the start of the symposium to invite everyone to remember that we truly are microcosmic co-creators of the sacred mission, meaning, and purpose of the ongoing big breath of a living and loving universe that meaningfully exists to purposefully evolve as a unitive entity. In welcoming us as we did so, to breathe together, as Julie has guided us through these 3 days, to breathe together, sensing the big breath of our entire universe flowing through our little breaths, and to understand that our story is the story of our universe, and now converging with indigenous and spirituality-based wisdom teachings to enable a new and unitive narrative and the dawning of a unitive age to be empowered. This is what Ervin is speaking to. This dawning of a new age and the wholeness in action that it invites and empowers and inspires us to. While the misinterpreted Darwinian notion of survival of the fittest has pictured constant conflict as driving biological evolution, instead, as Chief Perry shared with us, it's rather cooperation, a nested or holarchic organization that essentially guides evolutionary complexity. Such cooperation is also innately founded on a felt sense of relationship and interdependence, and alongside and beyond the emergence of individuated self-awareness, our planetary home Gaia has nurtured empathy, and in the mutually supportive and loving relationships of mates, parents and offspring, families and communities are embedded circles of caring And as Chief Perry told us, kindness and evolutionary spirals of compassion. Now calling us to awaken our sacred mission together. And as Azza reminded us, not for our own good per se, but for the good of the whole. We've highlighted throughout the symposium what awakening to the sacred mission of this cosmic meaning and purpose, our cosmic destiny, as one Carlos Kaitan spoke of, can offer for our lives and our future. As we awaken to not just understanding, but vitally to experiencing and embodying this unity of awareness, whose unity in diversity isn't an aspiration, but our existential reality. We've shown how we can engage, linking up, lifting up, leveling up, lighting up in the wholeness of love in action, and inspired and empowered by authentic hope and moving forward in the frequency of trust. By individually and collectively remembering that we're inseparable and interdependent with each other, Gaia, and the multidimensional sentience of the seen and unseen realms of the whole world. As we at Whole World View say, we can act local, feel global, and think cosmic, to step into our cosmic destiny, knowing that we belong and becoming planetary Gaians and co-evolutionary partners of our universe, and ushering in the emergent adventure of a unitive age. And vitally, throughout the turbulence, and we've recognized we are in a turbulent time, but throughout the turbulence of this pivotal time, perhaps we can reframe our outlook, and based on this understanding, to one of metamorphosis rather than crisis. And to remind us and reheart us that a caterpillar exists to eat. Its aim is to consume as much as possible. When there's nothing left to devour, evolution forces its isolation into becoming a chrysalis, within which it dissolves. In the breaking down of its old form, a new form begins to evolve into a butterfly. One morning, it breaks through the wall of its chrysalis. It waits for its wings to dry in the warmth of the sun, and then it flies. A butterfly exists to pollinate. Its aim is to sip the sweetness of flowers, and as it does so, it fertilizes life. We've been a caterpillar species, consuming, again, as Azza reminded us of, not only all that our planetary home Gaia could spare in her generosity, but much more. Now, having been cocooned by physical distancing through that time of potential learning of COVID, we can choose to break down who we thought we were, to surrender, not to our little wills, the will of man or the will of woman, but to the evolutionary impulse of the universe, to dissolve our separated sense of self, and in co-creating imaginal selves of potential, to do so together form organelles of emergence. And as we awaken to our sacred mission, we can reframe and more deeply understand the breakdown and dying of the old, hospice it, and instead the healing breakthrough and birth of the new, again, not as a crisis, but as a metamorphosis. Instead of plunderers, we can evolve to become pollinators. And so to perceive a great and evolutionary birthing, where, as Julie said, the big breath of our universe breathes through us, and the universal heart of our universe loves through us. And where it is our planetary home, Mother Gaia, who is perhaps our greatest teacher and midwife of how to breathe and how to love ourselves and each other through our evolutionary birth canal. I'll complete this sharing by some words that I wrote a few years ago in lockdown and on Mother's Day, and dedicated to our primary mother, Gaia, as well as all mothers. You made me with stardust gathered from ancient suns. You bore me in your primordial belly through long aeons of possibility. You birthed me naked and squalling, slippery with life's promise. You smiled as I squirmed in the dawn of a new day, lit by kindness. You gentled me as I swaddled in the comfort of your breast. You grew me strongly with plant and fish, milk and meat. You taught me to know you and to know myself through you. You have always loved me. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you, Jude. I love you and we love you. And thank you for that beautiful, beautiful wisdom sharing. So much of it merging the scientific perspective with the spiritual and the heart-based and coming together in this gorgeous wholeness. Thank you, Jude Currivan, for that. You really touched us all. And again, back to that caring, back to that simplicity of what we do for others. Embody and engage comes right back. It's not out there. It's right here. It's right here. Thank you, Jude, for so brilliantly continuing that golden thread for us. And we're going to do something really fun now. Right? This is all fun, but you can bring Jude back if you like, because Jude is one of the authors of the extraordinary anthology, Our Moment of Choice, which is published by Light on Light, sponsor of this symposium, as well as coordinated, organized, initiated, and produced by the Evolutionary Leaders. And the Source of Synergy is another sponsor and partner of this symposium. It's all so wonderfully connected. But this book, Our Moment of Choice, has some of them like incredible voices of the planet coming together in our anthology, looking at visions and hope for the future.